So you've been around crypto for almost a decade.
Yeah.
So reflecting on the past 10 years, are we at where you have expected?
I think the thing that's really exciting to me about right now about crypto is just the degree of innovation that's continuing to happen on it, right? I think there's a lot of folks where I think we would have loved to see even more going on, but personally for me, for instance, the last 3 months with Ordinals on Bitcoin, right? We work in the Bitcoin ecosystem at Hiro, and getting to see the amount of energy and the number of people who have come in, who have started building, both people who've never built in Bitcoin before and OG Bitcoiners themselves, who are realizing the potential to bring all of the developments that we've seen in other parts of crypto, build on them and expand on them with Ordinals, has been just like an incredible amount. So I love where things are right now. I love that kind of the events of last year have driven out a lot of the people who maybe weren't quite as committed to crypto and left the people like myself who really just want to see the potential that we can build over the next 10 years, the amount that we can flatten the world by giving everyone equal access to like decentralized markets. It's a really amazing time to be here and be building.
Can you give me a little background on Hiro and how you guys help build out the Bitcoin ecosystem?
Sure. So we build developer tools for developers who want to build on top of Bitcoin and Stacks. Stacks being the layer that makes Bitcoin programmable, that brings those kind of fully expressive smart contracts on top of Bitcoin in the same way that you can build them on Ethereum or other places. So we're just, for me personally and for the company, we're all about enabling developers. Like we don't build the end user applications, we build the tools that people need to bring those visions to life.
So that's why you're very excited about Ordinals.
Yes. Like I said, it's brought an incredible amount of energy and innovation, and I just love seeing what other people can do with the things that my team builds, and Ordinals has really given us a chance to do that. So in just the first month after it was out, we shipped an Ordinals Explorer, we shipped an API for building on top of Ordinals. You'll see some of the biggest Ordinals sites that are now built on top of us using those tools. And it's been great to just see, again, especially for me, the number of people who are both new builders, but also people from Ethereum and Solana and other ecosystems that have come to build on top of Ordinals as well, like the Yuga Labs team, is really cool to see.
So let me ask you to map out the next 10 years. What do you see when we're in 2033?
Yeah, so I think, for me, the biggest promise of crypto has always been about how it brings people around the globe and gives them equal access to markets, right? You'll hear people say that oh, we don't need this, in American things. And yeah, that's the point. We have legal and financial systems here that we can rely on and that work well. And that is not true in a lot of parts of the world, which is why you've seen things like stablecoins take off and really become useful tools in places like Argentina and Vietnam and a number of other areas of the world. I think that's only going to continue. You've seen that with how Bitcoin has already started to disconnect a lot, especially from the banking system. And as news gets bad in the banking system, the price of Bitcoin goes up, right? And that is because people are starting really to turn to it as a second rail. And I think as trust in institutions declines and things over the next decade, that's just going to continue. And as we continue to build out these programmable use cases and make it accessible to more, it's just going to accelerate that. So I think that's really the trend you're going to see over the next 10 years, and by 2033, I think there's going to be a lot of transaction volume going through both Bitcoin and stablecoins globally.